gonna put a bit of music on the background, so that we can watch what we're doing. 1 minute warning. 1 hour. It's live on YouTube.
Is it?
Yep,
Okay.
I know, right? Here we go.
Should I go? Click live on Instagram.
Come on. Go back to your.
Yeah, but do you want me to click?
Yeah, go.
Everything live.
A little bit. There we go. Hello. You ready?
Yep.
Awesome. Ci sarebbe así cantes. There we go. Here we go, Layla.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Your sisters are back.
Your sisters are on the studios, and this is Guided. Welcome to Guided 888, where we explore the unknown beyond the physical. We help you to connect with your life's purpose through guidance, find your true self, and hold your life through guided meditations.
And before we start, the disclaimer. This is not a religious movement, and we don't promote religion. Instead, we encourage our listeners to keep an open mind, to do their own research and find their own truth, rather than believing every word we say. If it resonates, please continue to promote your growth through the meditation and love.
This is our intro. We are really happy to be here on the microphone, Zoila and
Eva.
and we are gonna bring you a hour of guidance of spirituality. We have prepared this for a long time.
We've been relaunching for a while, having conversations, discussions, and finally it's come to fruition.
Yeah.
We've manifested this.
And I know that you have a couple of questions, right? And that's why we are going to answer like basic questions, basic understanding of what we are going to bring as Guided 888. So we're going to be talking about spirituality. We're going to be talking about what is the tarot, what is the guidance, how to utilize guidance, where to get the guidance, the spiritual guidance, and how to employ the guidance, the messages that you receive as a way to nurture yourself, as a way to develop the being that we, the powerful beings that we are.
I was just thinking when you were speaking, like maybe if you're a beginner and you don't really know what we're on about when we talk guidance, imagine like if you're creative and you're writing a book, suddenly you get these, like, let's say downloads. We call them downloads.
We all love downloads.
We love downloads. Yeah. But downloads are basically like ideas. And so when you're writing a book or you're painting or you're singing and you just allow your intuition to lead, when you're not really thinking too much, when you're kind of open-minded, you suddenly get all these ideas. And some of these ideas, might be something that, you weren't expecting. And then suddenly it's like, wow, this is really helpful. This is actually like guiding me in the right direction. And you can use this. You can use guidance in a more intentional way. So this is what we're going to bring to teach you guys how to do.
Definitely. We also gonna be doing some tarot readings and card readings. We have them all prepared over there. This is a new setup that we truly appreciate from our lovely people at Radio Platform. So we are redecorating the radio.
Oh my god! Like before, when we started this
Oh my
podcast
God.
back in 2021, right? It was just you and me
Yeah.
with our microphones. We
Yeah.
weren't even in the same country,
No.
and we were creating this podcast. But now it's like we've upgraded.
It is official.
It's official. So we're like, you can tell we're super excited.
We are super excited to be here, and I am so excited that, in all honesty, if you're watching us on YouTube or Instagram, right, you can see that I don't know where to put my microphone. I think that's better. You can hear me better now.
Well, this will be on the radio, but we're also we are live streaming on Instagram and YouTube. So.
Yeah, but I've moved like the microphone like 100 times, and I think this is the best position so far because I can hear my dad.
That's good. That's good to know, Zola.
Okay, like I was saying, we're gonna be doing some tarot readings. We're gonna be doing some meditations. But before every meditation, the intention is to teach something, a topic, to guide, because we have received that guidance, right? To teach the way that we have received them.
Should we go into the backstory?
Yeah, and then teach the meditation behind that. Backstory is?
So the backstory is that during 2020, we kind of reconnected, me and Zoila, and we started meditating every week, once a week, wasn't it? We started meditating, and with each meditation, we set ourselves an intention. So the first 5 minutes was just like getting into it, getting comfortable, really opening our minds and like clearing the energy. And then we would ask a question. And for us, it was really all about like connecting to ourselves, like with each other. So we kind of started with asking for guidance. So we asked for, we set the intention to connect, and suddenly we were getting like all these downloads, all these like ideas of like, obviously I would see something different and Zoila would see something different, but there were synchronicities there. And we suddenly got, the more information we got, so sometimes Zoila would get something and she didn't understand it, but because I read a book or something, then I could actually be like, oh, that's this and this. And somehow it made sense.
Yeah. Which is really, really funny and really incredible if you don't experience it. Because whilst I was experiencing something, and then Ava came back with, oh yeah, I've heard this and that, had some similar experiences. And here's the beauty: when you're having your own awakening, your own experience, and it just becomes too personal that sometimes you believe that you are the only one going through. But then when it's backed up by somebody else having similar experience, then you understand that there's something bigger, massive out there, something that we need to explore a bit more.
Yeah, because we were testing this out with like even like telepathy. We were like testing that out and sending our stuff, and then it like, because you were sending me something, and obviously you would only know if it actually landed if I suddenly said something along the lines of what Zoila was trying to send me, and obviously she didn't tell me what she was doing. So suddenly I'm like, hang on, this is real, like somehow, right?
It is happening.
You know, like there's so many things, like dreams can tell you, give you messages, you can meditate. There's also the 5 senses. So there's a lot of ways you can use, yourself to receive,
to manifest, to receive and manifest, which is really interesting actually, because you wanted to know, and here is the beauty, and here is where we start this radio show. You wanted to know, we are human beings, but more than human beings, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So for us, we are beyond the human experience. Like we are in the human body at this very moment.
Yeah.
But we are more than just the physical body. That's why we say that we go beyond the physical in our podcast. Because everything that how we perceive life is all down to our perception and and how we see it. So if you label yourself like even saying you're a spiritual being, or let's say you're a teacher, or you're a podcaster, or you're this, you're that, you're giving yourself meaning, but someone else can look at you and perceive you completely differently. Right? So there's all these like stories that we create, but actually beyond, if we just shed everything, even our names, someone like our parents gave us a name.
Yeah.
But even like without, like we can change our name, we can do anything, right?
Definitely.
So it's like, who are we beyond that physical? Who are we beyond the pre-programming that society has put onto us?
Yeah.
Like, who are we on that deeper level?
Who are we in reality?
And so I think that's why we also start meditating, because when you're going, well, you can go through a spiritual awakening in different ways. But for me, I was going through a dark night of the soul. So for me, I was like at my lowest. Yeah. And so maybe I'll just go into it briefly. But in 2020, I went through a spiritual awakening, and I was in a really low place, and I was struggling, and I self-isolated, and I was fearing the outside world, and I just wanted to stay safe. And I went off social media for an entire year. Yeah. And there was this like inner voice telling me that I needed to return to self-love.
That there is something else.
Because like there's a lot of judgment during that time, and I felt like I had to be someone to like get validation from other people, and like I lost myself. And there was that inner voice that said I need to go back to self-love, because in order to, I guess, bring more love into my life, better situations, I had to first connect to myself before I start, interacting with the world. So I had to go inwards.
Before you go big.
Yeah.
Outwards.
And so I think that spark of that inner voice, that's what we're talking about. Like when you think your whole life is falling apart, and suddenly it's like, this is the way. It's very quiet. Like that's what people say. How do you know? How can you decide if it's guidance from the universe or from your higher self, or when is it ego? The ego will be louder. There's like the gut feeling. You know when you get the gut feeling sometimes as well.
Yeah, definitely. We should learn actually to listen more to that gut feeling, to that feeling that is there for a reason, and I'm gonna explain that. When you're thirsty, or when you need water, I just gave you the answer. When you need water, how do you feel?
Well, dehydrated, right?
Yeah, but you feel thirsty.
Well, yeah.
When you want food, what do you feel?
Well, hunger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you feel dirty, what do you need? To have a shower, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Many of us, will need or feel the need of questioning why I'm here in this earth, right? So that is a third need, like when you need water, like when you need food, like when you need to clean yourself. So at the minute, like when you're saying that you were feeling down, but you knew there was something there that you needed to explore a little bit more, because life cannot be just down and cannot be just feeling, depressed or devalued, right? The reason why sometimes we feel that way is because your soul, the other part that we haven't explored that much, is telling you, I have a need. Like your stomach is telling you, I have the need of food, Like when your throat is telling you, I have a need of water. Like when your body is telling you it's
Mm.
time to have a time for hygiene.
Mm.
So your soul is telling you, yeah, you're feeling down, you're feeling sad because you haven't done this thing with me. Your soul is talking. Does that make sense? So sometimes when we feel, and that is a good point that you're bringing now, sometimes when we feel depressed, it's because there is a need in a soul level.
Mm.
It's like when you are building up a table, you buy your pieces from IKEA or whatever the supplier you want to buy it from. You put one leg, you put second leg, you put third leg. Where is the fourth? It's gonna tumble at some point. It's gonna fall. If you don't put that fourth leg, your table is not gonna be stable. So that fourth leg in human understanding is your soul. But because we are being taught by culture, by the way we are living, that we are human beings and that's it. We are physical
Mm.
flesh and that's it.
Well,
When
that's
in
because
reality, we are more than that. It's so big that a human body cannot contain it.
yeah, like what you. Oh, I just lost my thought, but like I was just like so into what you were saying just now, and yeah, as we're growing up, we kind of learn to compare ourselves to what we see, right? We interact
Yeah.
with the world on a physical level
Yeah.
because I guess the soul then goes into the physical,
Yeah.
like the soul inhabits,
Yeah.
let's say, if you believe in reincarnation, inhabits this body, and so of course the soul's going, or as a child you're going to want to interact with the world and learn how this body works, right?
Yeah.
And so, but then there's also like the fear that people have, or the systems that humans have created, the structures of
Yeah.
how things work.
Yeah.
So we start comparing ourselves, like I'm here and you are there.
Yeah.
And so you create a separation. And actually I want to say something about the separation. It's like, you know how everything is energy, right?
Everything is energy.
By Albert Einstein. So if everything is energy, you can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it energy, right? So everything comes from that. Everything is energy. So it's like you, yeah, in a sense, like if energy is also God, like imagine, like, yeah, the universe is consciousness.
Yeah.
And it's usually pure love, because like consciousness is simply there. It is whole and complete.
Yeah.
It doesn't seek anything. It just simply exists.
Yeah.
But when we then enter a human body, what happens is we kind of separate. We manifest into a physical reality.
Yeah.
So then there is we come here to experience the human experience. So we come here to the physical, and the physical world is a like a three-dimensional place. It's a place where, as I'm saying, we compare to others, because we're learning to kind of return to that energy, to that God, to the source, to the universe. But we're here to experience separation.
We are here to learn, and within those is to experience separation as well.
Because if we're already whole and complete, there's nothing to learn. So in a sense, imagine, like, if you want to say God or the universe, it splits itself so that it can actually experience the world from different perspectives and different angles. So that's why you are an individual with your own preferences of things that you like and dislike.
Definitely.
But on the core, you are still from source. You are still that energy.
Living coming from source.
Yeah, living that human experience, right?
Yeah, and the reason why we are doing this is because we want to create a ripple effect. Because we had this awakening a couple of years ago. We had the blessing to be together and go through a lot of experiences, a lot of situations where we both agreed, even when we weren't on the same country or having a conversation at the same time, which is the amazing thing about it. It is even crazy if you think about it, because we are normally calling crazy to the things that we can't understand.
Mm.
But if you look at it on a spiritual level, it makes sense that if we are source, coming from, you call it source, you call it God, you call it universe, whatever you want to call it, like, I am not putting a label for you, right? But there is a point where we all meet together.
Mm.
There is more than just flesh. There is more than just physical.
Mm.
And it's even bigger than the flesh and the physical. There is the air. You feel it. You know it's there.
Mm.
You cannot see it.
No.
There is the heartbeats. You feel it. Oh gosh, you know it's there, because otherwise we wouldn't be here.
But the heartbeat. Well, you can't see it if you like cut yourself open.
Ava, even if you cut it yourself,
Yeah.
you see the reflections of a muscle moving.
Yeah.
Heartbeats, they go way more beyond that.
Wow.
Heartbeats is a force that do the moving, but the moving itself is just a reflection of the heartbeats.
Mm.
Heartbeats is the energy that make the hearts move.
Oh.
Where does that energy come from? It comes from the food that you eat, right? That is translated into energy. But here's the thing, you see the food, you eat the food, you exercise. And all these activities are translated into energy, but nobody talks about it.
Mm.
See?
We were having this discussion the other day that energy is never destroyed. It's always there.
It's never destroyed or created. It's there already. It's translated, transmuted, transferred.
Yeah, so like when we die as well, it just transfers into something new, right?
It's dying is like giving birth.
Yeah.
You come to this earth from a womb and you get out of the womb, right? When you die, you get out of the womb of the earth, but you still become one. I am not gonna pretend that I am an expert on dying.
Yeah. No. I mean, none of us has had a near-death experience, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have had a near.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. There's some music. It's good to see you as well. Hello. Hello, my lovely people on Instagram and Facebook. We are transmitting on Radio Platform, and we are planning to do it every Monday
at 5 p.m. UK time.
Yeah. So today we are talking about messages, guidance, and we are going to do a guided meditation in 10 minutes time or 8 minutes time, which is what's the purpose, Ava, actually? Let me just ask you that question. What's the purpose of our meditation that we're going to do later?
Yeah, so the purpose of the meditations are for you to actually practice connecting to your true self. It's about, listening and receiving that guidance, whether this is from your higher self, whether it is from angels, other beings. But it allows you to download and seek for answers and clarity, because I feel like a lot of people, they think meditation is all about clearing the mind. But the basics of meditation is literally just sitting down and noticing and becoming aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
So when you have negative thoughts, it's not about pushing them away. It's about just simply becoming aware that they're there. And then once you get deeper, you can really ask for support. You can ask questions like, where should I go in my career? Or what should my next chapter be about in my book? And so it can be questions like that, or questions about, your relationship to other people. And really, you can dive deep. You can ask questions about anything. And then just simply being open to that guidance.
Perfect. I think you said it really, really well. I don't think there's nothing else to add more than we are here to help. And if you want us to pray for you or to do any guided meditation that you really
Mm.
want in a specific topic, we are here for that as well.
Yeah, that's another thing that we used to do. If there's anyone who would like prayers, or if there's anyone out there who needs support, then we can always dedicate a few minutes
Yeah.
towards that.
Towards the support, towards the guidance.
Because, as we said, everything is energy. So whether you are on the other side of the planet, it does not matter. We are all connected because we are all the same. Yet individual because we're having a human experience. But on the level of beyond the physical, as Zoila was explaining, that even though we're in different countries, there is still a connection. And yeah, and we just want to open your minds to trusting yourself more and really living life to the fullest.
And we are here for that, to create a revolution, to help people to connect to the inner guidance, to help people to liberate their minds. So if you're listening and you have a couple of minutes, just get ready, because in 5 minutes we're gonna be doing the guided meditation, and after that we're gonna be doing shuffling the cards actually. So if you have questions that you want to ask to either your spirit guidance or your spiritual guidance, or to a person that has passed away, or to yourself, right, to your higher self, just stick around, because we're gonna be doing a guided meditation that I know is gonna be beneficial if you want to receive messages, or if you want just to learn how to do guided meditations or how to receive messages.
Yeah. So get comfortable, everyone. You can sit in a chair, you can be cross legged, you can even lie down, but just a warning, you might fall asleep if you do. That happens to me a lot. If I'm doing a guided meditation that is longer than 20 minutes and I am lying on my back, I will literally fall asleep. But I mean, that's also a way, because you'll be subconsciously downloading and connecting. So it's not like you're missing out.
Yeah.
But yeah, there'll be a lot of breathing very, very soon. Because
there's gonna be a lot of breathing and liberations as well.
It's all about becoming aware of the present moment, bringing you back to the now, because really we are living in the now. The past is gone, the future is not created. And when every moment is now, even our brain, like, it doesn't get old. It, like, people think you're getting old, but your brain stays the same. Like the way your thoughts, they're always in the present moment. It's not like it ages. Like your consciousness does not age. You know, of course you learn more, so you will talk to yourself with new wisdom or experiences, but it's still the same as it was when you were 5 years old. You just didn't have that much experience in the human experience, of course. But like, there's so much more. Like, people say sometimes they remember stuff, or they see, like, children will say that they've seen, or have their invisible friends, but actually it could be their spirit animal guiding them, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the beauty of it, because it could be the spirit animal, it could be a spirit that's guiding, or it could be a completely new experience.
Yeah, so the most important thing is when diving into even spirituality or our guided meditations is all about opening your mind and not being judgmental. And judgment looks like, is this working out for me? Because as soon as you question if something is working out for me, you are stopping yourself from receiving anything. If you're comparing yourself to someone else's journey, you are blocking yourself from receiving.
Yeah.
As soon as you question something, then you are blocking yourself. And so judgment is really about resistance. Judgment is resistance. And that's what I love about spirituality, because for me, as we said, it's not religion. It's about going within and finding, or it's not even about finding your true self, because your true self is always there.
It's always there.
It's all about
connecting, not finding.
Well, yeah, it's not reliving, but unearthing. It's unearthing, because deep down we're always there. We never lose ourselves, but because we put on, what other people say about us, or what people say on TV, or like how life should look like, or someone else's perspective, we take on their perspective and we make it mean that that's how life is lived. But actually really question like the things like, why is this the way it is because someone once said this is how,
this is how we do it.
And it's like, it doesn't actually have to be there, but then we don't want to change because we have so much fear. And so we're going to dive deep and like explore what it's like to not have any fear, to be open, no judgment, and to, experience who you are.
I'm gonna invite you to join us in this guided meditation. We're gonna start now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm gonna ask you to do is either lie down on your sofa, sit down, get in a comfortable position. Breathe deeply. If you're sitting down, put your hands on your lap. Straight your back. I am inviting you to breathe deeply now. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Now. I am going to count from 10 to 1. And I want you to imagine that you are in a forest, walking. Loads of trees, barefoot, safe, happy, balanced, healthy. Breathe deeply now. 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe deeply now. Now I want you to imagine that there are animals around you, safe, friendly animals around you, and they want to give you a message. Now I want you to ask, what's the message? I want you to avoid the animals who don't want to give you the message, but continue imagining, what's the message for me today? At some point, one of them is going to reach out to you. And the first thing that comes to your mind is your message? No, don't question it. Don't question it. Breathe deeply now. I want you to get asking questions. Details of the message that you're receiving. Why the message that you are receiving? How can you know is the time? Also notice how the muscles in your body are getting relaxed. Ask its name. Ask the animal what's your name. What's your name? Keep walking to the tree. There is a big tree in front of you. Keep walking. With lovely green grass, fresh air. You are safe. If you have any other question, I want you to ask that question and listen for guidance. It is time for guidance. It is time to receive guidance. It's time. It's time. It's time to be yourself, to love yourself, to nature yourself. It's time to be aware of who you are. It's time to be aware of who you are. It's time to get to know yourself in a higher level. See the trees around you. They were here hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And even then, are transmitting a message to you and humanity. It is time to receive your message. It is time. It is time now. Breathe deeply now. We are unique beings. Unique beings. We all create humanity. It's time to receive your message. At this very moment, I want you to look around and see if there is something that is catching your attention. Notice its color. Notice its density, what it is. Go closer, go closer, and touch it if you can. Go closer and touch it if you can. Touch it what it is. Find out what it is. If your spirit animal is still there, ask them, what is that for? What is that for? What is that for? And once you receive your message, take it in your heart. Release any resistance. And now, in a personal level, if you need healing, then ask your spirit guidance. for your healing. Ask every question you have in your mind, because now is your time. Ask, can I receive healing now? Look into his eyes and you will receive the answer. Feel how your body is getting warm, tingling sensation. Feel how your body feels. It's different for everyone. Feel how you feel. It's different for everyone. You are at peace. You are enough. You are healed. I am at peace. I am enough. I am healed. I am at peace. I am enough. I am healed. I am at peace. I am enough. I am healed. I am at peace. I am enough. I am healed. Breathe deeply now. I am gonna bring you back. So if there is something else that you want to say to the animal that's around you, to the spirit that is around you, to the creature that is around you, please say it now with voice of gratitude. I appreciate this time. I appreciate this moment. I value your company. Continue to guide me, to show me, to prepare me, to change me as I need. And allow this guidance to be of liberation for myself and for others. Allow me to be a base to help others liberate their power, liberate their minds. We are all one powerful being. Now I'm gonna count from 10 till 1. And the closer I get to 1, the closer we get to our body. Breathe deeply now. 10. We're coming back to our body. 8. 7. 6. We feel in our fingers. 5. 4. Breathe deeply now. 3. We are here now. 2. 1. Welcome back. Yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this meditation. We're gonna do a shuffle of cards as well. Eva, while I'm doing this, I want you to, like, could you tell me a bit about your experience, please?
Thank you, Zola, for the guided meditation. I thought it was beautiful. And yeah, I did go somewhere. I was obviously making sure that I was checking the time as well, so I wasn't like deep into it. But even so, like I feel so much calmer now. Like even though I was still kind of aware of the time, I feel so much calmer. And my spirit animal that came up was a horse, like a white horse.
Yeah.
And what I knew about, so sometimes we get messages like a voice, but sometimes it's just a knowing. Like no one has to actually physically tell you anything. You just simply know.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the horse was like, here, come sit on my back, and I'll guide you. Yeah. Like literally, that was it. So I was like, okay. So I got onto the horse's back, and it was all about guidance, because that's what we're talking about. And so I was sitting there, and we went. And then you said there was something in the distance. Yeah. And for me, it was like a big bright light. It was a light body. So a light body is like, if you imagine the physical body, but it's not flesh. It's light. So it was a white light, and it had like these massive wings. Yeah. And it was like an angel. Yeah. And then you were asking what's the message, and get closer and look at this thing and touch it. And I thought it was really interesting when you said touch it. So I'm touching this like light body, and like it was a message to show. It was more of a showing, a display of like experience energy. Because you know how you go to a science center sometimes and you have this kind of like bowl, and when you touch it with your fingertips, the energy, like the light bulbs come out. So it kind of felt like that. It was like I was touching and then interacting with this light, this energy. Yeah. And then I was kind of stepping into it as if I was the angel, and I was just simply experiencing it. Yeah. And so for me, this whole meditation was all about, we are here to guide you. I felt there was like other presence as well, watching us doing our thing, because there was like another being that I felt was watching specifically me and Zoila as we do this live show, and making sure that we are being guided, and that everything protected. And so for me, this guided meditation was all about, here, come, we've got your back. Literally, like, I've got your back. The horse has your back. The universe has your back. We are going to show you the way. Be open, and here, experience what it is. That energy, the being. Experience who you are, and just be open. And so everything we kind of spoke about before the meditation came, like, was shown to me.
It's quite interesting, actually, because I was having an experience with an angel as well, and with my guide, and I was like, it was glowing, and I was like, so we were having similar, and I was feeling as well like, we are protecting you, we are guiding you, so that you can bring liberation and bring, what society needs actually to get onto a higher frequency. So what we're gonna do now, because we don't have much time, we just have like 7 minutes, right? There is three lines of cards here. If you're watching this, I want you to choose one. So the three ones, hopefully you can see it properly. But if not, this is flow one, or A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. I want you to have a question, or your questions that you have in your mind, right? And ask that question and choose one of the lines, right? So we're gonna go ahead. 3, 2, 1, right. If you have chosen line number 1 or A, you might show it as well. Um, yeah. So look at the bigger picture. If you have a question where you are kind of struggling to believe in yourself or having a little bit of imposter syndrome, your answer is look at the bigger picture. And then we have the Ace of Wands. So still look at the bigger picture. I don't know if you can see this card, but this card is mainly a person having thoughts in the mind, being a lot on the mind, but that powerful being that is stuck on itself, but with a powerful being, a powerful outcome. So look at the bigger picture, and this is the Three of Cups. And if you know about tarot, you know that the Three of Cups as well. It's about celebration. It's about bright happiness. So everything is indicating to you you're gonna have what you want, but you have to be able to get out and look at the bigger picture. If you're choosing the line B or the second line, the line at the middle, it says conclusions are within reach. And we have a full moon, red full moon, right? Conclusions are within reach. And it also has the King of Wands. So you are going to definitely reach what you are planning, what you are asking, what the guidance that you want to. Okay, because King of Wands is the king which have the magic and the power, and there is a beautiful lion on the back of the car. I don't know if you can see that. And the last one is the Emperor. Now, I don't know if you know about the cards, but this is one of the higher cards that you can have, the Empress and the Emperor, because that means that they have the power they need. Now, whether they use it or not is another thing. Now, if you have chosen the third row, third line, or C, the third one, it's only asking you to be bold and make the first move. So whatever you're asking yourself, whatever your question is, be bold. Make the first move, because only through moving you're gonna receive what you want. And actually, the Hermit, the Hermit is actually one of those cards that indicates you're always in your mind. Just get out, make the first move. And to top it up, Three of Swords. I don't think I have to explain this one. If you feel that way, if you feel stuck, if you feel like something is going on that needs explanation, make the first move. Get out. Ask the questions like the meditation. Um, I think this is very clear. And if you have any questions, if you want us to talk about anything particularly next time, just make sure to follow us on Instagram and YouTube and leave a comment on one of our videos, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. I don't know if you want to say something else, Aida.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our very first live, our relaunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed myself, so I'm definitely looking forward to next week. We are definitely going to ask for more guidance on what the next session will be about.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if you enjoyed this, please come along next time and experience more.
Yeah, I want to say this is a pleasure to be here, finally doing this, because that is the way in which we pay back to society, we pay back to spirituality, we enjoy what we do. And if you want to have this on repeat, like I said before, you just have to go to one of our channels in the YouTube, which is Horizontal Landscape, or Instagram, which is Portrait, and just listen to these podcasts again, because we are going to be as well uploading it onto the podcast, onto the clouds. But for now, it's just Instagram and YouTube. And we are here to help. We are both coaches, so well-being coach. So if you want any guidance, you as well may ask the questions, and we are here to answer those questions. It's been a pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah, I'm really feeling the connection again. And just like as you said with the meditation, having a similar experience, it's I just love it when we connect because I feel like when I meditate with Zoila, like I feel like my meditations are like an extra level. Like I feel like there's just more like connection is there.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, something's happening and yeah, it's magical.
It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. See you next time.
Bye.
Sweet.
So I should press end stream. Do I press end stream? Zoila?
Okay.
Yeah, my YouTube stream.
Yeah.
Hello guys, you're listening to Radio Platform live from the Welsh Millennium Centre.